Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets Race of the Day for Friday, September the 21st, race number 9, Stakebred Stakes action. It's the Bertram F Bongard Stakes. It's a race, it's a card that you can play with a new DRFBets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com, receive a 300% deposit match. Here is the field for the Bertram F Bongard Stakes. 2-year-old New York breds going 7 furlongs for $150,000. You can access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order, Mike, beginning with the number 1, RISP. And you don't normally see many Tom Bush trained 2-year-olds take money first out, especially at Saratoga. This horse got pounded at the windows like a good thing, and he had a tough trip.
Yeah, the most amazing thing about that, the way this horse got bet was, it wasn't like, he opened a short price and went off a short price. He opened, a horse who was taking some money, and then they just kept betting this horse right down until they started loading the gate. And then he finally became the favorite at the end. He came down with just about every click for the last couple minutes before that race went off. He went favorite, and you're right, the trip really wasn't a good one. He just, to me, looked very green in that race. He wound up wide, chasing, finished very gamely in that race, and came up short. I really liked that performance from him. I don't love that they go right into a tougher spot with him for this race, and I don't like that he draws the rail in this race, but there's no denying that he ran really well first time out. I think this horse is pretty good.
Well-bred New York bred, sold for $275,000 as a weanling. I share your concerns about the inside post. He's facing the horse that defeated him at Saratoga. That's the one right next door, the number 2 Poppy's Destiny, who showed good early speed and was able to hold on for trainer Linda Rice. This is a son of Orb. You would think that he could get another furlong and a half, and he's probably going to show good speed again.
Yeah, this horse, they paid a lot of money for this horse back in March, and he had good speed first time out. I like the fact that, again, he wired that field, but he didn't just get loose on the lead. He had speed. He took pressure up on the pace all the way around the turn in that race, shrugged off that challenger, and then held on at the end. He did a lot of good things first time out. And to me, that race that he and RISP debuted in, to me, that was maybe the strongest 2-year-old maiden specialty for New York Reds. They ran at Saratoga, so I think both of these horses are very dangerous in this race.
Poppy's Destiny went to the top in that race. He's expected to be up and close to the lead in this race, according to the Timeform US Pace Projector, which color codes the projector with a red bar indicating a fast pace. Poppy's Destiny might face a little bit more pressure and hotter fractions than in the debut. Perhaps good news for RISP if he gets away to an alert beginning down towards the inside. The 3 is Bustin Hoffman, who was dangled in for a $50,000 claiming tag for his debut, took a little bit of money, and then ran off at Hid. I think the connections took a shot, and they were very well rewarded.
Yeah, right. Maybe they just got away with one there. This horse ran well first time. Another one who had speed, took some pressure up there, put away a couple of horses, then just was much the best through the stretch. He's obviously stepping up into a much tougher race here, but he's fast.
Number 4 is Dalliance. He's already started 8 times as a 2-year-old this year, and 2 starts back he ran against a couple of these in the Funny Side Stakes at Saratoga. While dismissed at 27-1, he ran okay. I just wonder if he's been kind of exposed.
I feel the same way about him, Dan. I mean, he was okay too back in the Funny Side, but it never looked like he was going to win that race, and just sort of felt like he sucked up and got a piece at the end of it. 4 dirt starts so far. He hasn't won any of them, but there's the stake 2 back where he was okay. 2 sloppy track races, a grade 3 at Churchill. Not that that was the strongest race in the world, but he probably had no chance there. I mean, maybe he's a little dirtied up, but it still feels like he's not quite good enough in this field.
The number 5, Bankit, finished second in that Funny Side Stakes. He showed good speed that day for trainer Steve Asmussen. I don't think they were going that fast early, but he was battling it out with the eventual winner, dug out all the way around the turn and inside of that foe, and he just wasn't good enough when push came to shove. Now he's going to have to stretch out another half a furlong while facing some other speed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's run 3 times. He's run pretty well in all 3 of them, and he's got the 79 buyer that sort of stands out in this field for his last race. But the way I'm looking at this field, and I'm not going to be surprised if he wins, but I'm just going to try and beat this horse. His 3 races are okay. I don't think he's run particularly well in any of them. And he got the figure last time, but there was just not much going on up on the pace in that race.
Todd Pletcher's 2-year-old's kind of underperformed at Saratoga this summer, but he's gotten off to a hot start at the fall championship meeting at Belmont, and Just Right was sort of a professional winner at Saratoga, going to the front, setting a pressured pace, and then going on with it to win. It was a solid Beyer speed figure of 74, and there are two things I like about this horse coming into this race. One, he's won already at the 7-furlong distance, and two, I think this is a great post position. He can sit just off the speeds, maybe tracking 3 wide with a big chance turning into the lane.
I mean, I like all those things too, Dan. I mean, he's just a horse who has really put things together. Every race he's run, he's improved a little bit. Last time he just turned out to be a lot better than those horses, but I like you. I like that he had more speed. I like that he earned a figure for that race that makes him competitive in there. I like that he did it over 7 furlongs. I think all those things bode well for him in this spot.
Bustin' to be Loved goes out for a hot trainer in Gary Contessa. We've got a formulator fact. Over the past 3 years with 2-year-old dirt sprinters in New York bred stakes races at Belmont, 25% winners and a giant ROI of 656. I think you can make the argument that if you want to take a horse coming out of the funny side, it's Bustin' to be Loved, because he didn't break. He then rushed up to chase the 2 horses that ran 1-2 around the track. All in all, I thought it was a good learning effort.
I agree with that, and it was a speed favoring track too, so he was really compromised when he stumbled at the start of that race. To go along with that formulator fact you put up there, it's just worth pointing out that Gary Contessa's won 6 races with 2-year-olds just over the past couple of months in New York, including a Grade 1 at Saratoga. It seems like he's got a pretty good crop of 2-year-olds this year, and they've been performing. And this horse was legitimately good first time out. He had a lot of speed from the rail. He wired that field in a pretty dominating performance. He has the excuse for that last race. I think he's a player in this field.
The number 8 is Frosted Ice, who improved by leaps and bounds in his second lifetime start at Saratoga. Didn't break well against Bankit in the debut. This barn doesn't exactly win with a lot of first-time starters. It was nice to see the improved speed second time out. Big step up in class. I don't think we'll see him as close to the pace this time around, but I don't think a minor award is out of the question.
I agree with that. A lot of like RISP, this horse was super green first time out. He really needed that race, and then he took the step forward last time. I'm not sure how I feel about that race he's coming out of overall, but Steam Engine, the horse that he ran down, was a Brad Cox first-time starter who took a ton of money in that race and opened a clear lead. And this horse came and got him at the end and won it pretty easily when all things were said and done. This horse is okay. I do think he has to improve in this race.
The number 5 Bankit is the 5-2 favorite on David Aragona's morning line. We're both going to try to beat this horse. Let's take a look at our top selections for the Bertram F. Bongard Stakes. You were really taken by the performance of the number 1 RISP, and I think this additional distance plus the prospect of a solid pace really works to his favor.
Yeah, I liked his debut. I thought he did some good things there, and I like the race overall. I don't love him in this race, but I don't love anybody in this race. I just want to give him another chance in here because I'm against Bankit. I'll hope that RISP can take a step forward. I'm going to use mostly him and the 7 Bustin' to be Loved.
I'm going to take a shot with this Just Right, the number 6. I think he could take another forward move for Todd Pletcher. Again, I like that he's handled the 7, and I think he gets a good trip tracking the pace, getting the jump on horses like RISP into the lane. I went 6, 5, 7, 8 in the Bertram F. Bongard Stakes. It is the DRFBets Race of the Day for Friday, September the 21st, and it's a great card to play with a new DRFBets account because when you sign up at bets.drf.com, you receive a 300% deposit match. Approximate post time for the $150,000 Bertram F. Bongard Stakes, 5:50 Eastern. Good luck.